For food?
What are you guys doing?
Pause here.
We have 5 minutes to do her live.
Oh, she'll start. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm coming. You ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
Girl. One time.
Okay.
Should be good.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, girl.
What? Why are you being so rough? God.
You're a mess. What'd you do?
I don't know.
Were you on wrong?
Baby.
All right, I think we're good. Ready?
Okay, let's do this.
And
Smile.
we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to DC Live. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and join us for this.
We are so excited to have all of you here.
Welcome to NSG Live. Tonight is all about DreamCatchers' brand new non-surgical hair replacement system, NSG. In tonight's live, we will be answering your questions, doing live demonstrations, giving away free prizes and free tuition. We know a few of you are still getting settled, so watch this quick video and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Dorothy and Marlis here, and we just want to pop in and give you a lot of information.
So let's talk about the different points of how we can assist each and every one of you.
First, we want to remind all of the existing stylists that if you refer a friend and they complete their certification, you get a $200 hair credit on your account. And no matter how many stylists you refer, you will continue to get $200 credit for each one. But that's not all.
I'll tell you, Dorothy, I actually took advantage of this a ton for years when I worked behind the chair, and it saved my butt a few times having that credit on my account. Because we know that life can get tough with family and bills, and sometimes having that credit that never expires at your fingertips really is just such a huge weight off of your shoulders.
So let's talk about the stylists that have taken one of the courses but not the other. So either I-tip and tape or K-tip and weft. Both Marlis and I firmly believe that being certified in all 4 methods is really a key to success, and let me give you an example why. Say that you are I-tip and tape certified, and a potential client calls. She currently has K-tips in her hair, but wants to switch to wefts. You try to talk to her about why she could choose I-tips. She says, no thank you. I've had all the methods and wefts are best for me. That's what I want. So now you have 2 choices. You can either let her know, I'm sorry, I don't do those methods, and you just lost a client because now she has to go find somebody else. Or 2, you can ask her to give you maybe a little bit of time to get certified and hope she'll wait. But no matter what, you're gonna run the risk of not being able to book that client.
But if you're certified in all 4 methods, and trust me, we know that we all have our favorite and least favorite, but if you have that knowledge of all 4, you're prepared to remove or install any method requested. And we truly believe also that knowledge is power, and knowledge also eliminates fear. And we are here to help you be as successful as humanly possible. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to both of us. You can reach us at marlis@dreamcatchers.com and dorothy@dreamcatchers.com. And we hope that this finds you healthy and happy, and we hope to talk to you soon.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to DC Live. Tonight's live is all about NSG, DreamCatchers' brand new non-surgical hair replacement system. I'm Josh Asenjo.
I'm Stacy Darty.
And I'm Chris Mackey. Thank you for taking your time to come out and have a great experience with us tonight. It's going to be tons of packed with education, and at the end of it, you're going to have the opportunity to sign up and come take this class. This class is going to launch your career into this next step.
Now, speaking of this class, when you guys sign up for this class, not only do you get top-notch education, but you also get this badass kit right over here. Why don't you guys show them what they're going to have?
So this is the NSG official kit. This is everything you're going to need to get yourself started with hair replacement and breaking through into this industry. We're going to just start from the top. Josh, what's your favorite product that's included in this kit?
So my favorite thing is actually not in the kit, it's what comes outside of the kit, and it's the roller cart that you can attach your kit to make it easier to transport it to your salon, to your clients' houses when you're doing services for them. What are some of your guys' favorite things in that kit?
I would start with the trimmers, the Fabulous trimmers. I am a cosmetologist, not a barber, and I learned how to use these super easy on all my systems, and they're just durable. They're so nice. They're even customized for NSG, and it's engraved on them.
Yeah, I love those. I am going to go with the actual education manual. This pretty much is a super sturdy, very, very thorough education manual for hair replacement. You could almost think of this as your Bible to doing hair replacement. The imagery is as strong as the education. Going through it, if you ever have any questions, this is going to be your reference point. And anyone that, if you have actually looked into hair replacement, this is, a very underrated thing to have. We love it, and we're very excited to show you guys.
All right, so this is really an amazing kit, and this is unlike anything that you guys get with any other extension training or hair replacement training, anything out there. This is incredible. So let's talk a little bit about what is a hair system.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and let me get this. So if you're tuning in, a hair system is simply a membrane that has hair attached. This is actually what the product looks like, and we're going to be going into this today on how this is attached and how we can go from having less hair to a great, beautiful, thick, full head of hair with this product. The membrane has hair attached, and it can vary from high quality grades of hair as well as synthetic We only use top quality hair, especially being tied in with DreamCatchers. It's the world's best hair extensions, and we're bringing that to the hair replacement industry. This is actually a lace unit that we're going to be using today. This is one of the most realistic methods of attaching hair in the hair replacement industry, and we're really excited to show you. We have some bleached knots through the front. That's going to give it a very just realistic appearance through the hairline.
And the hair systems, you're going to get a couple different variations. So like Chris just showed you guys there, that is a lace system. So you're going to have the base of the system, which is a lace, and the hair is knotted into it. There's also a poly system where the hair is going to be injected into it. And then there's also the option of having a combo system, which has both. So you get the best of both worlds. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Oh, hey, Marlis. Thanks for jumping on. So another really cool tool when you guys are getting started with your hair replacement is actually going to be your NSG swatch ring. So this is going to be the key for a successful install, because you want to make sure that you have the most natural blend to your color as possible. So this is going to help you achieve that. And you're going to have many colors, and you're going to see you're going to have a variation of gray blends as well, which is absolutely incredible. And since it is powered by DreamCatchers, you are getting that top quality hair with NSG.
Excellent. And also, just to give you an overview of everything that's going to be included in the live stream today, we're going to go through the kit, what's in the kit, how to use it, as well as we have a lot of giveaways lined up for today. How many giveaways are we doing, Josh?
So we have 10 prizes that we're going to be giving away. So we have 2 custom engraved NSG Babyliss clippers. We have 2 Babyliss Pro curling irons, 2 Babyliss Pro flat irons. We also have 2 Monarch shark fin shears. And then our grand prizes, we're giving away 2 NSG kits with the course included, which is a amazing value. So again, this kit is valued at about $1,000, and the class itself is about $14.99. You have the options to, 1, pay in full, so you would be paying $13.50, so you save a little bit there when you pay in full. Or there's also a payment option. Do you guys want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yes, so the payment options will be 5 payments of $300, and that will get you out the door with your kit, ready to bring this straight to your salon and offer it to your clients.
That's awesome. So you get this amazing education, you get to pay it off on your own pace, and you get to bring a life-changing service to your clients. And I can sit here and say, and I believe you can as well, that this service truly is life-changing. I'm not only an educator for NSG, I'm also a client of NSG. So I personally am also wearing an NSG system, and I can tell you, for what it has done for my confidence alone, having an NSG system, having that hair back, is, you can't put a price on that.
Absolutely. And
so,
even myself, getting into actual hair replacement, I have my own selfish desires of wanting a fuller head of hair. So, you know, speaking from as people that offer the service, we deal with it. We see clients come in and they want to have that change in their life. And being able to offer that to them, it's really, honestly, one of the best things that I've ever done in my career.
Awesome. So I want to go ahead and let's introduce our models for this evening.
Yeah.
So over here we have the lovely Lynn. Lynn has been with us for a little while, and she is wearing our NSG system. We use our lace system on her. She has tried a couple different options. For her personally, she just really enjoys the lace. She likes the different styles she can get out of it and the breathability of that lace system as well.
Yeah, and this is Dustin. He's been wearing hair for about 2 years now, and we are also going to be doing a lace system on him. I believe, have you tried poly systems before? Yeah, so he's tried poly. There's a lot of options out there. We do combo units as well as custom units, but today we're going to be focusing on the lace. That's what he likes. We're here in Texas, so the weather is hot, and with the lace, you're going to have that breathability that is close to none with the other models.
Awesome. So what are some of your favorite things about a lace system?
For me, lace systems, I I like the versatility you can have with styling. I really feel with having the hair knotted in, you're able to have the fringe down over to the side. Maybe you want to push the hair back. Even especially with women's hair or longer hair, you're going to be able to get a really clean part. So I really, those are really honestly my favorite things about using a lace system.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you there. I personally like to have a lot of texture in my hair. So lace system for me gives me that ability to have more movement, more texture, more lift. If you're one that likes your hair to lay a little bit closer and have a closer profile, a poly system is going to be great for you, because if you think of the base like this and the hair is injected, it's automatically going to lay a little bit flatter. With a lace system, you have the base and the hair is knotted, so you're automatically going to start to get more lift a lot easier.
Yeah.
So what do you say we jump in and start getting some hair installed? I know that's what you guys are all here to see, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Dorothy, hi. Yolanda, Marlis, Shayla, we're excited. Keep up the questions as well. While we're going through this, we're going to have a lot of you guys answering our Q&A and just trying to touch base with y'all and fill you in on any information that you might have.
Let's see, I see someone said, is this a non-glue? So there are a few options as far as the adhesive method. There are liquid adhesive, and then there's also tape. We're going to be showing you guys a few different ways that you can attach your hair system today, as well as kind of like, answering some questions. Can the system be used in place of the DC Topper Crown and Glory? I would say it's different. So Crown and Glory is more so when you just want to temporarily add, more fullness and more hair through the top. The NSG system is really a great solution for hair loss. So if you're balding or you're significantly thinning on top, NSG is going to be perfect because you can I'm literally at a loss for words, you guys. NSG is literally life-changing. It's going to be a little bit more permanent than the Crown and Glory. The Crown and Glory, you clip on, you clip off. NSG, you apply it, and you can wear it for 2, 3, 4 weeks before you have to have it maintenance.
Yeah, it's definitely a semi-permanent solution. So it's going to be something that, that's the big difference from hair systems today compared to a long time ago, is the on and off method. People might ask, what makes this different than the previous technology? That really is it. They're a lot more breathable. They look way more realistic. And at the end of the day, you put it on, you wear it, it's your hair, you're going to style it. I saw also a question from, I think it might have gone up a little bit, from somebody that asked if you could wash it or get water on it. Yes, you can. You can wash this hair. You can go swimming. It's your hair, so you can style it and do as you please. That's the best part of this technology, is that you can still live your normal life with hair.
And when you have your system installed, you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. I personally enjoy like all kinds of crazy activities. I love riding roller coasters, and I can go to Six Flags and ride a roller coaster and not have to worry about, is my hair going to fly off? It's literally going to stay. You can go about your normal life. You can swim. You can go to the gym if you're a very athletic person. This is going to be great for you. That just comes down to picking the right application method and system for that specific lifestyle.
Yeah, and as you learn into this, whether you're a client that's interested in having this done, or your actual stylist or barber that has come in to take the class and now you're offering this, all the education that you gain from this class with NSG, that's what you're going to use to go in and figure out with your clients what's the best model type for them, because there are going to be a lot of different model types coming out, and every client has a different situation. So what's going to work for one might not work for the next, but there's so many options out there that you can definitely hone in on what's going to work best for that client's lifestyle, their body physiology, as well as obviously the face shape and the hair color matching. And I know, we glossed over kind of the swatch ring, but I think that that's one of the most, the biggest things that makes this look realistic is the color matching. Color matching, whether that's a gray percentile, you can get low amounts of gray added in to heavier grays. And also you could even color it and have a custom colored unit, which is amazing.
Absolutely. And I also see another comment, like if they don't have any hair to attach to at all. So that's the great thing about NSG is using the application methods. This is designed to go on, you're not gonna have any hair there. You're gonna shave down the scalp, as you guys will see today. And it's going to stay. You're not gonna have to worry about that. It's not like other toppers or different systems where it's clipped on or you have to have hair there. This is really a great solution for anyone with any kind of hair loss, whether you're just balding, whether you have alopecia. This is really an incredible solution for you guys.
Yeah, and I think for me, working with my clientele, a lot of times what I've realized is this isn't only for people that are completely bald or have no hair loss. It's kind of one of those things where you can get ahead of the hair loss and fix the problem before it becomes much more noticeable. So you're going to see a lot of clients, if you come take the class, that are going to come up to you that may not look like they need it now, but once you talk to them and see what techniques they're using to disguise it, that you're going to be able to find an actual solution for your client's problems. And that's going to be super empowering, not only for them, but for you as a stylist, being able to provide that. It's an amazing thing.
It really is amazing. So let's go ahead and jump into getting started with prepping our models. So for Lynn here, we've already gone in, we removed her system, we cleansed it, we touched up her color. I also freshened the color up on her system. Since she does have such a custom personal color, I custom colored her system. And she loves reds, so we've got our system here.
Can we get some close-ups?
Yeah, can we get in on this a little bit closer, Janice? Nice and close. So Lynn wears a lace system. Again, she likes that breathability that she gets. She likes that she can get lift and volume with it. And we have that beautiful red going on. And when I apply her color onto her system, I apply it on the roots and then I brush it through so she gets a little bit of dimension to it. So whenever I am getting ready to tape my systems, I have a really cool addition inside the kit that I want to show you guys. So inside your kit, you're going to have this weird little looking thing. This is a tabletop suction clamp for your mannequin head. So you're going to put it on your surface, and then you're going to pump it a few times, and then it's literally not going to go anywhere. Now you can put your mannequin head on, tighten this so it's not going to fall over on you, and then you can situate your hair system on top, and now you're ready to go in and start taping your hairline, prepping your system, getting that going. So, Stacy, I'm gonna have you come on over here. I'm gonna have you help me with getting the hairline taped, and I'm going to start prepping Lynn's scalp.
Absolutely, and while y'all are doing that, I wanted to go ahead and have another close-up of Dustin's system that we're using today. This is actually a lace system, and if you can see, there's a pretty big difference on the color with this area of the lace versus the front like what, 3/4 of an inch. So this is what we would call bleach knots, and I'm gonna show you kind of what the hairline is gonna look like. This makes it the knots that are actually holding in the hair is gonna be bleached out, so it's gonna blend in with the skin more. So that's what our hairline is going to look when it's actually on the head. It's beautiful. It's not super thick right through the front. You can still see the color of the skin. That's going to peek right through, giving that very natural appearance for him. You can use. Yes, there are lots of clients that are that are unfortunately undergoing chemo and or have currently cancer that do wear hair systems. It's also a great option.
All right, so I'm going to start getting Lynn's scalp prepped, and I've taken out the Babyliss Pro trimmers. I'm also going to grab the ISO 99. When you are prepping the scalp and getting ready to start with your adhesive method, you always want to make sure you wipe the scalp down nicely with ISO 99 to make sure you're removing any residue, any oils, making sure that you have nothing on the scalp. That way you get the best application every time.
And while Josh is starting that, I'm going to actually go through and make a custom mold template of Dustin's head. That's going to be used to actually always ensure that our hairline is exactly where we want it to be. I see that question a lot, where how can you ensure that the hairline is always going to match up with where you wanted it to be or where it previously was. The template is how we're going to do that. So today you're going to see me start by making my template, getting my hairline guide dotted out. So when we attach the unit, it's exactly where we want it to be. There's no questions about that. He's happy. Do you have any problem with oily scalp clients? Oil is one of the things that you will come into, you're obviously going to come in contact with that. They have plenty of products to help control that, whether it is anti-sweat, which we'll go into, a no-sweat product, kind of almost like a scalp antiperspirant, as well as we have a scalp protector to protect the skin. And that's kind of like our primer. It's going to help give the adhesive something to attach to other than the skin. And for some clients, that is oily skin.
All right, so I've gone in and I have removed any little bit of stray hair on the top of Len's head. That way we can get a nice clean application. So I'm going to take a microfiber towel. I'm going to spray a little bit of isopropyl alcohol directly onto the towel. It's important, one, to use a microfiber towel. That way you're not scraping the scalp with any towel that's got too much texture. And also make sure that you're spraying the isopropyl 99 on the towel and wiping the scalp with it rather than spraying the scalp. That way you're not going to be missing any areas. So I'm going to do a couple misses of that. And I'm going to wipe down the scalp. It is also very important to make sure that you get the hairline in the front thoroughly, because that's where you're going to start getting the most amount of lifting first. And if you don't remove that oil in that front along the hairline, which is naturally more oily to begin with, you're going to start winding up with the front hairline wanting to lift, and we do not want that.
All right. And everything in the kit that you will need from start to finish is included, even down to, as you can see, I have a few different items for making the mold. It really becomes like a big crafting experience. That's one of my personal favorite things about doing hair replacement. I kind of like the long format, being able to work with the clients. And I used to do a lot of just like haircuts, honestly. I did a ton of haircuts nonstop. And this was a big change of pace. It was going from those every 30 minutes, 40-minute haircuts to a few hours with one client, making sure that they're happy and they love their appearance.
Let's see. Could you use a foil shaver after you use the trimmers so you get a cleaner surface? So we recommend not using the foil trimmers because sometimes it can leave micro abrasions on the scalp. And when you go in with the ISO 99, it's going to cause burning, a little bit of discomfort. When you use your trimmers and you clean down that hair on the top of the scalp, that little bit of stubble that's left is actually going to give you a little bit of an anchor. So you want to have that. You don't want to have it completely bald. So you want to avoid using a foiled shaver or using like a razor or anything like that. Using the trimmers is going to give you exactly the result that you need.
Yeah, and those trimmers are super soft on the skin, so you're not going to have any issues, like he was saying, with the irritation. You'll see some people that might recommend as well using like a razor on the scalp. It's not needed. You do want to have that stubble, like Josh said, just to make sure that you're anchoring in that unit.
So Stacy, why don't we bring this over here a little bit, and let's show everyone what you are working on.
So what I'm doing is taping the
Denise, do you want to come in a little bit closer?
I've pre-cut the tapes And I'm going to be lining those up on the hairline, have that pre-cut and pre-taped before Josh lays.
So I see a question, would it be itchy at grow out? So typically when the hair first starts to grow, it may get a little bit itchy because that hair is growing. But I've been wearing a hair system now for over 2 years, and it really doesn't get itchy. 90% of the time, I don't feel like I've got anything on. It feels like it's my own hair. You know, I can touch my scalp. It feels like I'm literally touching my own scalp. It's amazing. Let's see. Is it okay if a client has no stubble? That's totally fine. To be honest, on the top of my head, I have like 3 hairs, so not much stubble there. But you're definitely gonna get that hold depending on your application method. So if you don't have, you know, any hair on the top, I would definitely go in with like skin prep, which is going to give you more of a, you know, base to apply your adhesive to, which is definitely going to help that hold nicely. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Does it stink? If your client's been wearing the system for, you know, 4-6 weeks, naturally, you know, they're going to be sweating under their system, stuff like that. There may be a little bit of a smell when you remove it, but it's not anything that's going to be like, whoa. It's just, it's really not that bad. Let's see. He speaks the truth. He doesn't have much hair up there. Thanks, Marlis. Love you too. Are there any products that you should avoid when having a hair system on? I would say avoid anything that's heavy in oils, anything that's heavy in alcohol. Because the oils and the alcohol can loosen that adhesive and cause it to lift off. So I want you guys to keep dropping some questions. We're gonna go to a quick commercial and we will be back. And don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss what's coming up next.
Hey guys, I am Marlis from Austin, Texas. Keep it weird. So what is NSG? It's non-surgical hair grafting, which helps people with hair loss. So I'm so excited now to be able to offer something that can help both men and women who suffer from hair loss.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Wesley Palmer. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've joined up with NSG to become a new educator with them as a lead educator. They're in partnership too with DreamCatchers. That's how you know NSG is gonna be elite. There's not gonna be anything like that. When I heard about NSG, I was so intrigued by it. This service is literally changing guys' lives, changing women's lives. You're seeing their confidence go through the roof.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Zach the Barber. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. You guys at home are probably wondering, how much can I charge for this service or how much is this service gonna cost me? That varies depending on the stylist and the location. I charge $800 for it in my salon outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
This is so much extra money you guys can make. And what I love about this too is when you guys are doing the maintenance,
You can make anywhere between $150 to $250 for this service.
you're gonna be making a ton of money. You're gonna see your income go way up.
So not only is it a game changer, but it's a money maker.
If you're a hairdresser and you don't have a solution for hair loss for your clients, this is your solution. I want to show you, and I know that we are all super excited to show everybody what we've been working on.
It's for anyone who is experiencing any kind of thinning or hair loss.
It's a non-invasive way with instant results. They're not gonna have to go through and have a surgery done. They're gonna be able to go in, get their hair, and they're gonna leave with it.
If they were thinking about getting NSG, I mean, I would say 100% go for it. When my wife told me about it, I was like, no, I don't think so. And then she just said, just try it and see what you think. And man, I could not be happier.
We're taking hair and grafting it to people's heads. So both men and women alike are gonna be able to have the hair that they've always dreamed of.
And it's a great option for anyone that deals with male or female pattern balding.
I know multiple people who can really benefit from this. For women and men to give them everything that they want.
The most premier elite product to deliver a service that will change your life. You're gonna change lives and your life is gonna change as well.
Welcome back. So it's time to give away a couple of prizes. You guys are asking some incredible questions. So first off, we're going to give away a Babyliss curling iron and a Babyliss clipper. So let's start with the clipper. These are also custom NSG engraved, just like the trimmers are that you get in your kit. So you can see here, these are the clippers that you're going to get, and the clippers are going to Haley Maurice. So Haley Maurice is getting our first NSG Babyliss clipper.
Congratulations, Haley.
Congrats. Now we've got the Babyliss curling iron. And this is going to Andrea Goheen. Andrea Goheen.
All right, Andrea.
So Haley Maurice and Andrea Goheen, send us a DM. Are they DMing NSG? Social media at DreamCatchers. Shoot an email to socialmedia@DreamCatchers, sending your, what info do we want from them, Courtney?
Their name.
Your name,
their address,
your address,
and their phone.
And your phone number. And then we're going to get these awesome prizes off to you. All right.
Over here.
So what are you doing over there, Chris?
All right. So we just got Dustin's mold set up, and this template is going to be everything that we're going to need to know, like I said, exactly where his hairline is supposed to go. This is going to be kind of the customization aspect of the hair system for the actual fitting of his unit. We take this head shape into consideration, where his previous hairline was. This is kind of going to be just the original building block that we're going to use for his hair replacement. I personally love templates. I feel like it's a foolproof method to make sure that you have a consistent product for your clients when they come in. Consistency is actually super important and super key with everything we do with hair, but especially with hair replacement, especially with like hairline placement. It's so important. And congratulations, Andrea.
You know, Chris, one of my favorite things when creating the molds for my clients is you can really customize their hairline. So if you have someone that wants, you know, a little bit of recession, or if they want a really full hairline, or they want to drop their hairline down a little bit like we do with Dustin, you can customize it to your client's needs as long as it's going to be a realistic fit.
Correct. You can also have, you know, a little bit of male recession. You can change it up. You can do a widow's peak. And one of the fantastic things about hair replacement is you can change it as you go. So maybe you try something with your client and maybe they feel like they want to take it back a little bit. You can always just shape it up and change it. It's totally your preference and or your client's preference, and you're going to be able to actually give them what they want.
Let's see. Is this safe for a cancer patient? This would be amazing for a cancer patient. You're going to be able to give them their hair back, their confidence back. I really can't emphasize enough how much this is going to like truly change their, you know, anyone's lives, no matter, you know, what you're struggling with, whether it's just regular hair loss, cancer, alopecia. This is really a great option and a great solution for anyone. Do keep in mind that when you are putting a hair system on, you want to make sure that you do have about an inch of hair on the sides. That way you can get the most realistic blend. But say you have, you know, a cancer client and they really want their hair, but they're okay, you know, having the sides a little exposed. That's fine. Our systems also do come in a 8x10, 8x11.
8x10.
Piece, so you can really customize it to fit a good size of their head.
And if anyone ever has an affected area that is larger than an 8x10, that's where we have custom units available. And those custom units, you're going to be able to reach everybody that might be a little bit out of that sizing of the 8x10 or the 7x9. You know, that's custom orders. That's going to make sure that everyone's included in this.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to keep making my mold. We got a few more minutes, and then we'll be ready to get his hairline on and get him stenciled up and ready to go for the actual application. Stacy, how are y'all guys doing over there?
We're doing good. I am halfway through the hairline, and we are just continuing along.
Perfect.
All right, so for Lynn's application, we do a base of white bond. This gives her scalp a little bit of a barrier, and also having a little bit of an oil, like a more oily scalp. This is going to give the best hold. Now, anytime you are working with the liquid adhesives, it is best, especially if you're working with a lace system, it's best to make sure that you have a layer of tape in between that and the system. So I'm going to put the white bond on. I like to go in with like a little swirl, just because it's fun. And then you're going to want to spread it out in a nice, thin, even, consistent layer.
Josh, I'm seeing a lot of questions about the actual longevity of that piece staying on. How long is that unit going to stay on Lynn?
Yeah, so you're going to have to take a couple things into consideration when it comes to that. Typically, you're going to go anywhere from, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks. If you have someone that's very active, they're going to be more of a 2-weeker. If you have someone that's not super active or not in a super hot climate like we are here in Texas, they could go a little bit longer. For me, for example, I go every 2 weeks. Stacy actually does mine every other week. I like it to be fresh all the time. I'm in the gym every day, pretty much, and I am outside often. So I'm sweating, my adhesive breaks down a little bit quicker, but it varies depending on the application method, the climate, the level of activity, but generally about 2 to 4 weeks.
We've got another question about how often do you recommend replacing the unit?
So replacing the unit is going to come down to a few different factors. We are going to be, I think I saw this question earlier, we are going to be actually using the same unit over and over again until it's time to replace it. So every single time that the client comes in for what we consider a reapplication, right, we're going to go through, we're going to clean it up, sterilize their scalp, sterilize the system, do any maintenance that we need to do on it, whether that's coloring the unit, freshening it up, as well as cutting the sides of your client's hair. And we'll continue to use that unit until we actually need to get a new one. For most clients that are going to hop into this, I like to be very upfront and get a little schedule kind of done with them and give them the idea of like how long this is going to last. It's going to vary depending on the model and the client's lifestyle. For someone who's first hopping into this, a low density unit, you're probably going to have somewhere in between like a 3 to 6 month range, varying on the person. The more gentle you are with these units, it's like extension, guys and girls. So the more gentle you are with it, the better you take care of it. You're doing your reapplications. It's going to last a lot longer for you.
So while I'm letting Lynn's layer of white bond dry, I see a question from Haley Maurice. What do you do for clients that are insecure? People that have accepted balding and then transitioning to a hair system. Just speaking for people in my small town, mainly men for sure. So that can definitely be a little bit of a touchy subject, starting that conversation with someone. Typically, the client is going to address that concern to you, right, Chris?
Correct.
They're the ones that are going to bring it up, and then you can be like, I have this awesome solution for you. It's called NSG. And if you have a client that's not comfortable in the middle of a busy salon having the top of their head shaved down, if you have a spot in your salon that you can kind of like take them off to, that's a little more discreet to make them a little more comfortable. With this, it's always important to make sure that your guest is comfortable as well. Not everybody is comfortable being out in the middle of everywhere, getting the top of their head shaved down, having their hair removed. So that's yeah. What do you say, Chris?
I mean, I think as being a guy and suffering with male pattern baldness myself, everybody for the most part knows someone who is suffering with hair loss. And while we could focus on the problem of hair loss, We've been doing that for a long time. I think it's most important to focus on the solution and offering that to your client. And it doesn't necessarily need to be, offering unsolicited advice. Perhaps it's just you showing them that you came and took the NSG class, you're excited, and you're showing, promos to all of your clients. Maybe you could run it onto the TV in the shop. There's a lot of different ways to approach this method. All I know is that focus on the fact that you're offering a solution to their problem.
So Chris, I see a question up there that, since you're working on the mold, I think would be great for you to touch on. Where did it go? Okay, from Corey Kwasniak, is there any tools to help ensure that the hairline you make with the template is symmetrical to the client's head?
Yes, so we have a few different measuring tools that you can use. You can put it on the bridge of the nose. Do you want to grab the hairline marker? And you can measure it out and see exactly where it's hitting. One thing I can tell you though is following the client's natural hairline is probably the easiest way to get started with this, because you're already going to be adding so much hair. It's a fuller look. It's always going to be somewhat of it's going to be a new experience for the client. I always suggest keep it as natural as possible, unless that client is coming in there and saying, I want to have a new change, I want it to be dramatic. You're not going to have that a lot, but if you do, have fun with it. But my suggestion is to follow the natural hairline where the stubble is. If there is none, what we're going to do is, when you're drawing out your hairline on the template, come to an agreement with your client. Make sure that you're both on the same page before you're moving forward. And like I mentioned earlier, you can always go in with a fuller hairline, and then you can come back later and perhaps actually shave out some of the front of the hairline to give it more male recession or receding hairline, if that's what the client wants.
Definitely. And what I like to do, when he mentioned following the client's natural hair, is I'll take into consideration these points here, and then the center of the forehead, and then I'll follow from both points of recession here to that center forehead, and you're generally going to get a pretty consistent hairline. Also, a general rule is lining up your pinky with the bridge of the nose and then going 4 fingers up. You're not going to want to go below that. Also taking into consideration when your clients raise their eyebrows, does their forehead have a lot of movement? I, for one, have all of this going on, on my forehead. So I don't want my hairline to be too far down, because when I move my eyebrows and I have movement in my forehead, it can cause that hairline to lift up. And no one wants their hairline to lift up. We always want it to be natural, and we want it to be secure. Also, what I do when I'm making my molds is, we'll decide where we want that hairline to lay. We'll create the mold, all of that. I'll double, triple, quadruple measure where that is laying. Say it's a 9, okay? On the front of their mold, I'm going to mark hairline 9. That way, every time they come in and I use their mold to mark where their hairline goes, I know exactly what number to line it up at. This is going to be a great tool for a successful install, making sure that your line in the same place every time.
What's the longest length that we can get for women?
So for longer lengths, you guys can call in and order a custom system. We actually have one client that is with us. She's got a system that's probably mid-back, and it's absolutely beautiful. So you can custom order longer lengths. In stock, our systems are going to be generally, I'd say, like 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches. So anything longer than that, you're going to need to create a custom order. Now, custom orders are really cool because not only can you create a longer length, you can customize the color, you can customize the curl pattern, all of that. So you can create, the most natural looking hair for your client and get, really bring their hair dreams to fruition.
Yeah, I saw that question a few times actually about texture, and like Josh was saying, the texture, the color, all of that is customizable. We're going to have our general stock. Obviously, as a professional, the customization, that's really why the clients are going to come see you. You can also, if we need to go any further to what we don't have in stock, that's where your custom order comes in to ensure that we can match it to the best of the ability to the client's natural biological hair. That's one of the keys to hair replacement is, even sometimes, we might not actually need to shave down the whole head. We might want to utilize some of what's left, whether it's doing a partial system or not. Matching that hair with the coloring, as well as getting the texture down, is going to be key.
Definitely. So I see a question, can you also highlight or low light the hair? So yes, you can customize the color of the system. Whenever you are coloring hair, a few things I always say is, one, if you are highlighting the system, keep your lightener level to a low developer. Also, whenever you are coloring, you need to remember that you're depositing color. So you don't need to use a permanent color. Demi-permanent is going to achieve exactly what you're needing. A permanent color is going to lift and deposit or cover gray, neither of which you are doing on a hair system. So like, for example, with Lynn's system, I use a demi-permanent color because that's all we need to do is just deposit the color, refresh that color. And I personally love custom coloring because you can really create exactly the look that you are wanting to achieve. Let's see. This education is high five. Thank you. High five to you. Let's see.
I'm actually done with getting his mold made. So I went through and went ahead and stenciled out his hairline. And it's going to be a little hard to see on camera, but we have used a white pencil to go ahead and just mark through and make sure that everything is good. So we're going to move to the next step, which is prepping his scalp, making sure that the hair is, or the scalp is actually prepped and ready to have the unit applied. How often or how long do you wear your unit at a time? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So 2 weeks is a pretty normal time, I feel, for, I think Josh was saying, any highly athletic person. Also, depending on the weather, it's really their biochemical makeup, how their skin is, as well as the weather. I'm out of Houston, so most of my clients are reapplying their units roughly every 2 weeks. Once we get into the winter, you'll see 3 or 4 weeks. It really is going to change from client to client. But as a stylist, this is honestly fantastic for keeping your book busy. You're going to notice that your clients are going to, they're going to want you to be the person that's doing their reapplication, making sure that it's coming out perfect every single time, and also making sure that it's attached perfectly every single time so they can have that longevity. And the better you maintain these units, the better you are with your reapplication. That's really how you make these units last a long time, not only for yourself, but for your clients as well.
Definitely. So for Lynn, now that her layer of white bond has dried, it is clear, you don't want to see any leftover white. You're not going to get a very good hold. So her white bond has dried. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with our layer of tape. So I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to look where that tape is going to lay, and then I'm just going to cut off the excess. Now, I know that we are kind of briefly touching on different parts of the process, but if you guys want to see this in depth, remember we have classes up on the website at nsghair.com. We have classes all over the country. Yes. We have amazing educators teaching these classes. It's absolutely invaluable education. I mean, next level. You guys got to see our Bible that's over there, the NSG manual. Also, a little side note, inside that manual, you get to see my bald head. So, so in these classes, you're going to see start to finish, in depth, an entire application. Not only are you going to see it, you are also going to do it. So tonight we're just kind of briefly going over some things, giving you some tips, answer your questions. If you really want to like in depth learn how to do this, I could not recommend more. Get signed up for one of our classes. You absolutely will not regret. I mean, not only are you going to change the lives of your clients, but offering this service in your salon is going to change your life because it is going to bring you so much money.
Absolutely. It is one of the perks of starting to actually offer this service is obviously going to be the monetization aspect of it. We go back to the reapplication. Not only are the clients coming in on the low end, or the high end, sorry, every 3 months or so for a brand new unit, they may come in every 2 weeks, or maybe you might have a client that you build a special bond with and they love you, so they come in once a week. All that is great. Obviously, you're keeping your chair full and busy. I actually am going to go ahead and get started on applying his scalp prep as well. Stacy's working on our tape for him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So as you guys are seeing, every time I'm going to do something different with Lynn's hair, getting her ready for her system, I keep going back to the kit. Now, in this kit, again, you're going to get everything you need for a successful install, no matter what application method you are using. And another really cool thing that you get in this kit is this case, and you get, shears, texturizing shears, a razor, and these NSG tweezers. And these tweezers definitely come in handy when you are applying your tape and you need to remove that white backing. Stacy, how you doing over there?
Doing good. I am taping the next hairline, and these tapes I'm using are boomerang hairline tapes. So a little different than the customized. Why don't you bring that over here a little bit, and Janice, get close so that people can see how she's doing this hairline. So for Lynn, she used the regular tape strips, cut and contoured, customized to create that look. And for this system, she's using our actual boomerang tape tabs, which you will also be able to get.
And there are multiple ways to apply the systems. We mentioned the tape, obviously. There is the liquid adhesive that we saw Josh using. You can also combine the two. Each client is actually going to have a different application method. You're going to take into consideration what the client's skin type is like and what works best for them. I also saw a question, can the hair be permed? The hair can be permed. It is natural human hair. Having said that, when you are perming it, just same thing with basic hair is, test strand, do a little patch test, make sure that it's taking the way that you want it to. The best way would be to order a custom unit. That way you don't actually have to do that yourself, though.
So for Lynn, I'm taping her scalp, and I'm following right along the line of where her bio hair starts. I'm not taping overlapping onto that, and I'm not leaving a gap. I want to make sure that when I lay her system down, that tape is right up against her hair so that her system is going to lay flush with her hair and blend seamlessly. The whole point of this is to have the most natural, most blended looking hair they can possibly have.
So,
let's see what we have for suggestions. Start to finish. Oh, where'd it go? Start to finish, how long should an NSG service take? So I would say that depends if you are doing a new system install or a rehab. New service installs typically take a little bit longer because not only are you installing it, but you are doing the initial cut. And when you're cutting a new system, you have to pay a lot of attention to detail because it's not like natural hair that's going to grow. when you cut it, that is exactly how it's going to stay. So for a re-up, once you get a little bit of experience, I would say about 45 minutes to an hour. And then a new system install.
You're going to give yourself about 2 hours, maybe a little more if you move slower. Most importantly, you want to make sure that your client is leaving happy and feeling fulfilled with the service. So I like to give myself a little bit extra time, maybe 2.5 hours. Even if you know you can knock it out in an hour and a half, you'll work your way down to that. And for me, with my clients, the reapplication time, I like to give myself around an hour. I feel like that's a good amount of time. If I need to do a color retoner, refreshen, I'll add 15 minutes. But it's a pretty quick in and out service. What I feel like happened for me with my books at the shop was the reapplications kept on coming in, and the clients, they stay booked. You really can work out a situation with your clients where they just stay on the books, and that way they always know their hair is going to be taken care of by a NSG trained professional.
Absolutely. And when I'm doing a new install, I also give myself more time than I think I'm going to need, especially because when I do the initial cut, I don't just go and cut and I'm done. I typically am doing like 2 to 3 cuts. Like I do my initial cut where I'm removing the bulk, then I'm going in and I'm refining that, then I'm going in and texturizing. It's always important, start longer, slowly work a little bit shorter, because again, this is not hair that is attached to the scalp and growing. So if you cut it too short, it's kind of stuck at that point.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really love cutting new systems. I almost feel like, in a way, like I'm sculpting the haircut, because it's very different than cutting regular bio hair. When I'm cutting a system, it's very visual to me. So I'm doing a very visual haircut. I'm kind of just seeing what needs, like where I need to remove weight, where I need to remove length, and slowly kind of working at it. So we're going to put a little pause on this. We've got a quick commercial for you guys. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with another giveaway. So don't go anywhere. You guys, we are almost to that point to start laying the systems down. See you soon.
I've been on the road, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left, because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city, cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no, I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture, and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it. We gon' get back on our feet, and I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast.
Hey everyone, Dorothy and Marlis here with DreamCatchers. Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Then this opportunity is for you. DreamCatchers gives the opportunity to become a 6-figure stylist by offering only the world's best hair extensions and a certification with all 4 of the most popular methods in one course.
We encourage all of our stylists to learn all 4 methods, and here is why. If you limit yourself to only 1 or 2 methods, then you are limiting your clientele. In our amazing 4-in-1 kit, you're gonna get everything you need for each of our 4 methods: I-tip, tape, K-tip, and weft.
If we've piqued your interest, then don't delay and sign up today. Visit us at dreamcatchers.com or call us at 1-855-DREAM-TEAM.
All right, welcome back. So we have a couple more prizes to give away. So first, we're going to give away a pair of shark fin monarch shears. Now, if you guys are not familiar with shark fin monarch shears, these shears are absolutely incredible. I personally use these behind the chair. I've used shark fin for years. They are absolutely incredible, and you are not going to be disappointed. So these shears are going to Corey Kwasniak. So excited for you. Then we have a Babyliss flat iron. And this is going to Bianca Maroy. So Corey Kwasniak, you get the Monarch Shark Fin Shears. And Bianca Maroy, you get the Babyliss flat iron. Send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com. Send your name, your phone number, and your address, and we will get these sent out to you guys. Congratulations.
If you're having trouble with those two, you can just use the bigger ones right over here.
I got it. Is that okay?
Okay, I can't believe we're already halfway through. This last hour has gone by so freaking fast.
Flying by.
But I'm having a blast. What about you guys?
I'm having fun. This is how I feel at the salon every day, though. It's like I'll start and then I'll look and realize it's been a 8 or 10 hour day. It goes by so fast doing hair replacement. All right. And I'm applying my adhesive to the top of Dustin's scalp. We have Stacy working on his actual unit, and we should be laying this on very, very shortly. What are you guys most excited about in the chat? What are y'all most excited about with tuning in today?
So I see someone says the pieces are standard 8x10 and then you cut to fit. So yes, they are 8x10. It's like an 8x10 system, and then you cut it to their mold. We're not going to show you guys how to do that tonight. That is definitely something that you will have to come see us at one of our classes. But yeah, you can customize it to whatever affected area you need to use. And I think it's great that they come in a larger piece, because if you have someone that has a larger affected area, you are able to help them versus, you know, if the system comes already a little bit smaller and it's not going to fit. So I am doing my second layer of tape on Lynn. And whenever I'm doing 2 layers of tape, I always offset them just a little bit so that the holes are not lined up. As you can see here, the tape has little holes. I make sure that it's the holes aren't lined up. That way, when the natural oils and sweat come through, it has more time that it needs to take to break through that tape. So we have the base layer of the white bond and then 2 layers of tape, which allows Lynn to go about a month between her re-apps. Now, again, as you guys can see, I'm contouring these tape pieces to where I need them to fit. So I'm going to curve that. And when I'm cutting the tape, I like to have my scissors and kind of bend my elbow rather than try and turn the shears. I just get a much more consistent cut.
In the middle.
So I'm going to lay that on. Use my NSG tweezers to remove this backing. So now at this point, we have her adhesive on her scalp. We are taped. Her hairline on her system is taped. We are ready to lay her system on and give her the hair of her dreams, which everyone wants and everyone deserves, right? What you guys got going on over there?
All right, so we are finishing up our adhesive application right now, and we too will be laying on Dustin's system any minute now.
Awesome.
Probably got like, I don't know, 2 minutes or so.
So with Lynn, now typically when you put a system on, you're going to put on their new system and you're going to cut it in and cut their hair. Since Lynn's system is already cut,
her natural hair has grown out. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to clean up her haircut on her natural bio hair. And she likes to wear her hair in a little bit of a bob. So I'm going to remove this length and weight back here and then just trim up her sides, and then we will lay her system on. Now also in your kit, you guys get this really awesome tool called the NSG blending comb. I absolutely love using this. Again, as I was saying earlier, I'm a visual cutter. So when I'm cutting, I'm more so sculpting the shape of my haircut. And using this, I'm able to do that. So it has a fine tooth side and a wide tooth side, one designed to create more softness and texture, the other designed to remove more bulk and weight. So I'm going to start from the center back of her hair, and I want to remove this bulk and weight right here in the back. So I'm going to go in with my wide tooth side. Do soft C shapes with my razor, cutting that in. Now I also kind of will go in and just kind of pinch the hair and just cut what I see needs to be removed. Again, I'm a very visual cutter. Some people prefer to go in with shears and create their weight lines and their guidelines and cut that way, and neither way is wrong. What about you guys? Do you like to use the razor? Do you prefer shear cutting?
I like to use razors myself when I'm doing hair replacement. I love just an edge that's not super blunt. Super helpful with that. You can use your regular shears, your thinning shears, but I'm all about the razor whenever I'm actually going in on a hair system. Is the class available virtually or is it in person only?
So our classes are in person only. This is not something that you can really completely grasp just from watching a virtual course. This is definitely something that you need to really be in there, getting your hands into it. And again, our education is curated by top leading professionals in the industry, and then delivered to you by handpicked, incredible, talented educators. Some of which you guys are seeing here before you today.
Yeah, and even though you're seeing a lot that's going on right now, there's so much information in the actual class. If you can go back to the manual that we were showing you earlier today, how many pages is it roughly, Josh?
That's a good question.
The
manual is...
Yeah, it's actually good.
85 pages.
All right, 85 pages of hard education, a great reference material, and even though you could go and technically watch something online, or maybe even you're watching this and you feel like you might have it down, it would be a shame if you didn't actually come and take the class, because that's where you're actually going to have the growth. And on top of that, you're going to be able to build a network with the other students in your class. And if you're in the same city, y'all can work together. There's so much work out there with hair replacement. It's such a niche skill that you don't need to be worried about, how many people come to take the class, because y'all all know different people that are suffering with hair loss. So you all can go out. There's plenty of space to really, take over this side of the industry. Everyone can get fed.
Everyone can get fed. I love that. So here I'm still just creating the shape into Lynn's bio hair. That way when I lay her system on, we get a nice blend. I did go in and mist her hair down a little bit with the NSG spray bottle, which you also get in your kit. Again, everything that we are using here, you guys will receive in your kit, which I think is incredible. It's not like you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Where do I get that? Oh, that's, I have to buy that somewhere else. Or, oh, this is an add-on, or oh, that's an add-on. This is all stuff that you guys will get in this amazing kit.
You want them across it all?
Let's see what we got from some questions.
Just right here. You can do a cross one right there.
Just one big one?
Corey Kwasniak, you're just coming at it with all the awesome questions. Would you be able to use this system on a client that has had hair implants and are wanting for that hair to grow, waiting for that hair to grow? So if someone had a hair transplant and they're waiting for their hair to grow, I personally wouldn't, because you're going to suffocate that. But if you had someone that had a hair transplant that failed, which we see almost every day in this industry doing hair replacement, you can totally do a hair replacement system over top of that. A lot of times you're going to see it right in the front hairline. You'll be able to see the difference in the follicles from their, the rest of their bio hair versus the implanted donor hair. That implanted hair is actually going to give it a little bit of an anchor. Let's see. In the initial install, would you put the piece on first and then cut their hair all together? You totally can. So typically what we like to do is, cut their bio hair down as close to where you want it to be, then put the system on, and then you're going to cut the system and then blend the two together. With Lynn, it's a little bit different because her system is already very customized and cut to a very specific style. So if I put it on and then I go in and cut, I may risk cutting that system more, which we don't want to do. So I'm just going in and I'm creating that shape back into her hair. And then when I lay her system on, I'm going to go in and refine that just a little bit. Does that answer your question? Let's see.
And I like to cut the biological hair just because I like to give myself kind of like a clean canvas to work on. I don't want to have to worry about necessarily, having to move a lot of the hair around and not being able to see what I want to be able to see. I like to bring the biological hair about as short as I want to, and then the rest of my work is going to be blending it in and making sure that I can blend that as best as possible.
All right. Wow, you guys, these questions are coming in so fast. Pick me, pick me. Oh, hey, Joanne. Nice to see you on our live. Thanks for joining. It was so awesome getting to do that class with you guys in Boston last weekend.
How many people in the chat are actually certified through DreamCatchers? Can we get maybe some people chiming in on the chat? If you're already DreamCatchers certified and you're going to be also NSG certified very soon.
Haley has a good question. Is there any chance of the front of the hairline flipping up at all? If a client, we lost it. We could tell them a little bit about the hairline and replacing the tape.
Yeah, so there is a chance that the hairline can flip up. Absolutely, depending on how the client is wearing the hair and taking care of the hair. But also, too, things happen, and you can actually touch up just the hairline tape tabs. You will actually have clients that will prefer that, where they want to keep the unit on for a prolonged period of time, but they'll flip back the unit and actually just touch up the hairline tabs.
And I personally do that myself. Again, living here in Texas where it is literally hot as hell, and being fairly active myself, I like to change my tape tabs at least once a week. That way, that adhesive isn't breaking down and going through my lace system. And again, I like it to be secure all the time. I don't like it to feel like it's going anywhere. So that also goes into making sure that your client knows proper maintenance for home hair care.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm finishing up this side of Lynn's haircut. And then once I get this done, I'm going to lay her system on, and then I'm going to blend the two together. It is always very important to make sure that you are blending the natural hair and the hair system together, because if you don't, you'll literally be able to tell that there's something on that person's head. And you don't want that. I personally have been, have you guys ever been like at an airport or something and you can tell that someone has a system on? Like, just like,
yes.
When I went to Boston recently and I was at Logan Airport in Boston, and there was this guy walking through the airport, and I could clearly tell he had a system on. I could see the major difference in color between his natural hair and the system, and the cut just wasn't blended. And that's why it's so important to make sure that your cut and your color match are absolutely on point, because you don't want it to look like, oh shit, she's got something on her head, or oh shit, he's got something on his head. You need it to look natural.
And I guess you could say that that's probably one of the bigger aspects to coming to take the class is learning how to cut the hair correctly. There's nothing worse than seeing an unblended hair system. I'm sure once you take the class, you'll actually notice how many people do wear hair. And I mean, for me personally, that would be one of the driving forces for me to come take the class if I wasn't already trained, would just be actually making sure that I know how to cut this in correctly. Because you probably could watch some videos and you see, all right, they're attaching hair to the head. I can do this. But I promise you guys, it's very different cutting actually like hair that's attached to a hair system membrane compared to cutting the hair that's biologically growing out from the sides.
Absolutely.
Danielle has a good question. What about a bald spot in the crown area? Can this system be used for fixing that?
Yeah, actually, we had we have a client that's been with us for a while. I believe he's actually in one of our commercials today. But right in the crown of his head, he was experiencing hair loss. So we actually created a custom round system that went right in the crown of his head. He kept the natural front of his hair, and it looked extremely natural. You can really customize and create the most natural look depending on your client's needs and wants. A lot of times I also love keeping their natural hairline if they have enough hair in the front. That just helps, camouflage that system even more.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of the partial systems. You don't always need to take everything off. I really like to just utilize the biological hair. So whether that is, especially with alopecia clients, you may find that they only need, let's say, a system an inch by an inch or 2 inches by 2 inches. One of the cool things about NSG is when we give you the actual unit, the stock unit, it's an 8 by 10. So you have that big canvas. You can take that and make multiple partial systems for your client. So really, if you have a client that wants a partial system, from the one NSG unit, you can take that and make a handful of systems from that one unit and possibly cut costs for your client so they can come in more often and have that taken care of. All right, let's get.
And we've even seen people come in that wanted to have a solution for example, covering a scar from a burn on their scalp.
Yeah.
We were able to create a small custom piece that just covered that one spot to really give them the most natural looking hairline possible. So you can really customize and create, different size pieces, different shapes, customized to each scenario.
Does NSG have marketing tools for us to use in the salon? Literature, window clings, or posters? I know right off the rip, we are going to have plenty of digital marketing material that you can post up and reuse for your page. I believe there's also going to be a network being built out for you guys to use for building your clientele. I also see is financing available for the training. And
so you will be able to pay the training off in 5 payments of $300. So yes, there is the option to break up that payment.
Absolutely. And I got Dustin's system on, so we can get a check out of this. And this is what the units are going to come in at a stock length, if you guys are looking at. It's, roughly 6 inches, the last, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It's a little bit more wispy, kind of gives it a natural look if they want to leave it a little bit longer. But the hair, it's amazing. The way it feels, it's great. If you've ever used extensions or hair systems before, the quality of the hair is such a big talking point, The clients know what the quality of the hair is. They're pretty educated. So when you're looking at hair replacement or extensions, you're always going to want to go with the top quality. So that's definitely going to be DreamCatchers or NSG.
All right, so I have laid Lynn's system on. Now I'm just lightly missing her hair so that I can go through and make sure everything's blending and then go and do our styling. Anytime you are working with a lace system, it is very important not to soak the top of the head right after laying the system on, because that water can go through the lace and it can cause the adhesive not to stick very well. Also, if your client is very active, it's very important that they do not get wet or sweat for the first 24 hours.
Just giving the adhesive a moment to adhere and do its best staying on.
Let's see what we got.
The perimeter, like a silicone or a skin, is the center lace. So they're referring to a combo unit, which would be like a poly ring and a lace interior. Today we're using 2 full lace units on Dustin and Lynn. So we don't have that actually modeled for today, but they are available. The person is talking about an actual synthetic skin. It's called poly, and it takes on the appearance of the skin. They're durable, but they're a little bit warm, especially it's August in Texas, so pretty much everyone here is preferring lace at the moment.
Absolutely. All right. And as you guys can see, when you put your system on, when you lay your system on your client's scalp, it's going to literally instantly transform that. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone come in and, before getting a system, and they're like, oh, kind of timid, and then they get their system and they're like an entirely new person.
Yeah, I see that a lot with my clients too. I see guys come in and they'll add me on social media, and their profile pictures are usually something animated or an old photo of themselves. And then they'll come get hair, and the following day I hop on social media and they've completely updated their profile picture. They're on dating apps. Looks like a fun time for all these people. They're currently enjoying the hair. All right, thanks for helping out today too, Marlis. We appreciate you in the chat.
And for those of you that don't know, which I'm sure that at least 99% of you that are in the chat know, Marlis and Dorothy, who have both been in the chat answering your questions and hanging out with us tonight, are two of the most amazing people that I've known. But they're also 2 of the head educators for NSG and for DreamCatchers as well.
Mousse or gel or hairspray is okay. Products are okay. You want to make sure that they are water soluble. They rinse out of the system pretty easily. One thing we don't want is we don't want to have a lot of friction on these units. It kind of goes back to the hair extension thing. We want to be gentle with the units. They are durable, but the more gentle we are with them, the longer they're going to last. I don't want to put any waxes or hairsprays that are going to get into the unit and I'm going to have to scrub out of the unit. I want it to be able to rinse out pretty easily, do a nice soft, extension safe shampoo and conditioner, and that's going to be, I think, the best way to go for it. You can still get hold from other products, but We want to focus on making sure that the moisture is where we want it to be. It's staying conditioned and healthy.
Let's see. Should the client shampoo them like usual? So shampooing them is going to be a little bit different than shampooing your natural hair. You're not going to want to put the shampoo on and kind of just go like that. The way I usually shampoo my hair, let me set those down so I don't actually cut my hair. I put my shampoo in the palm of my hand, and then I kind of wipe it onto my hair, and then I take my brush, and then I brush it through my hair. And I kind of go in different directions, and then I do the same, like when I'm rinsing it, when I'm applying my conditioner, when I'm rinsing my conditioner, keeping the friction on the system low. Because if you go in and you start like roughing it like that when you're shampooing, you're going to cause shedding, you're going to cause breakage. You could tear the base of your system if you have a poly system. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Love your good chi, Josh. Oh, thank you. Let's see. So here in Dallas, they can't sweat for 24 hours, LOL. Yeah, stay inside. I mean, obviously, light sweating is going to be fine, like if you have to be outside a little bit, but like excessive sweating, like, I don't recommend like, getting your system done and then within the first day, like going and working out and working up a heavy sweat or going swimming. Definitely don't wash your system within the first 24 hours. It's definitely, you definitely want to allow that adhesive to have time to cure and adhere. That way you get the most longer lasting application. Let's see. What else do we got? You guys, sorry, it's like taking a minute to like read these questions. They're popping in so quick that it's like, it takes a second to like see them.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, guys.
Yeah, let's see. Can we talk about how these guys' fits are on point? Thank you. So I think we're getting ready to head to another commercial. So we are going to pause right here. Don't go anywhere because after this, we're going to get into the styling, and then it is the grand finale, and then pretty soon we're going to give away the most amazing prizes of the night. So yes. See you in a couple minutes.
Stay tuned.
And we're live again. Welcome back. So we have 2 more prizes to give away. We're going to be giving away the clippers and the curling iron. So let's start with the clippers. Again, these are the NSG customized engraved Babyliss Pro clippers. I absolutely love these. I also love that they're wireless, so I can work without having any wires getting in my way. So these are going to Jamelyn Hammond.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And then the final Babyliss curling iron is going to Casey Curry.
Congratulations, Casey.
So again, Casey Curry, you are getting the Babyliss Pro curling iron. And Jamelyn Hammond, you are getting the NSG Babyliss Pro clippers. Congratulations to both of you. Again, send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, email, and address, and we'll get these shipped out to you soon. let's jump back into it.
All right.
So these and these. All right. So now that I've gone in and I have laid on Lynn's system, I've done her haircut, I've made sure everything's blending. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a quick blow dry, and then I'm going to double check the haircut, make sure everything's blending, make sure everything's looking good. So yeah, Chris, what do you got going on over there?
I'm currently just blending in Dustin's system, trying to get some of this bulk out. One of the big things with hair systems is there's not a lot of texture cut into it naturally, so I'm going to want to add that in myself.
Texture is so important.
Super important. The last thing you want is to look, sort of like right? So you got to go through and soften all these ends. I really love my carving foam and just using a razor for that. Don't be afraid to texturize these units.
So again, I'm just blow drying, making sure everything's laying nicely, coming together nicely for Lynn. And I swear, every time I do her system and I freshen up her color, I'm always like, oh, I love that color. It looks so good on you. It really makes her eyes pop. So what do we got? Yeah, sorry guys, I've got the blow dry going so that we can show you the finished result.
Do you need to have a private room for these installs, you think? I think it really depends on what kind of environment you have in your shop, and if it's a safe space for clients to come in and be vulnerable. I personally work in a private suite. You don't have to. I know plenty of roll-off hair replacement stylists and barbers that don't. It just is really up to you and the clients. If you have the option of doing both, it's nice to have both options. You can even have kind of a VIP treatment if you want to have your private suite. I think all, the clients, they become more comfortable with it as they start to wear the hair. And we like to look at it as it's really just a haircut. They're coming in to get a haircut. We don't like to look at it as they're coming in to get this hair replacement. And also to empower your clients to really just take the shame away from the stigma. There's nothing to be ashamed about. You're doing something that you want to empower you and make you feel good about yourself, and you're going to have a trained professional to help you do that.
Sarah also has a good question. What are important things to remember when cutting the hair systems?
For that, you're going to have to come to the class.
Yes.
We can give you plenty of stuff, and we're showing you all sorts of great tips and tricks today. Cutting come to the class. We could tell you a little bit about it and show you right now, but the best way is going to be the hands-on, in-class training. It's super in-depth, and you'll leave not having any questions.
But the haircut is definitely extremely important to making sure that everything is blended and looks natural.
Are there any worries about heat from hair dryers or styling tools?
So just like when working with extensions or even your natural hair, anytime you're using heat, you want to make sure that you're using a heat protectant. Also, anytime you're using curling irons or flat irons, which you absolutely can heat style your hair system, keep your heat level low. I usually suggest 350 or under. And one thing that I always say, and people always laugh when I say this, is you're curling your hair, you're not baking a cake. So keep the heat low. Yeah. Now that I've gone in and I've blow dried Lynn's hair, I'm going to go in and just do a little bit of refining, making sure everything is blending nicely.
I see in the comments that there are classes being purchased, so everyone should be really excited.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh no, Marlis. Well, I'm glad you're back. Sorry you spilled your coffee. I say 400 is for baking cookies, and you better bring me some. Yes, exactly. All right.
Josh, I'm seeing a lot of comments saying that this is life-changing. So should we tell them the NSG motto?
Yeah, go for it.
Be a dream catcher, not a dream chaser, by changing lives one
Head of hair at a
hair at a time.
And you guys, until you start doing hair replacement or get it for yourself, you truly will not grasp how life-changing it really is. Like, you know, if you're not affected by hair loss, you can be like, that, you know, they may say it's life-changing, or they may say it, you know, did something for them. It truly is life-changing. For example, before I got my NSG system, I always wore a hat or a beanie. I would never, you know, go out into the pool because I didn't want to take my hat off. It really stopped me from doing a lot of different things in life because I didn't want people to see that I was bald. Or I would try and use things to cover up my, my thinning hair, and it just, you know, if I got caught in the rain, it wouldn't look good. And it really, being, you know, bald or having thinner hair stopped me from doing a lot of different things in life. But now with NSG, I literally can do anything that I wanted to before and more. And I don't, 90% of the time, I'm not like, oh, I have a hair system on. It's like, it feels like me. I feel complete, and it feels amazing. And who doesn't want to feel like that or be able to offer that to their clients? It's amazing, really. Let's see, can you use dry shampoo? So I would avoid using dry shampoo because a lot of dry shampoos have alcohol and can cause the adhesive to release a little bit, especially with the lace system. Marla said, I truly watched this change Josh's life. Yeah, for real. I am not the same person I was like a year and a half ago. Your story is so amazing. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, that's looking awesome, Chris.
Thanks. Just taking off some bulk and getting it finished up. He likes to wear his hair down, so we're going to keep that in mind. There.
All right, so I'm just kind of refining Lynn's haircut. Making sure everything looks nice and good. All right, so I want to kind of turn this a little bit, and I want to ask Lynn a couple questions. So I'm just going to unclip this for a second. It'll be like interviewing you a little bit. So what has been the biggest impact for you wearing the NSG system?
Well, you've said all the same words I could certainly say. It gives me confidence, life-changing. It makes me feel normal. I get to do whatever I used to do that I gave up doing before this. For example, I last weekend saw friends on a lake and was in a boat, high-speed boat for 2 hours. And, you know, they don't know about this, so they didn't have to know.
Exactly.
But, yeah, so you just live your life.
Definitely. And I'm sure that that's probably something you wouldn't have done before getting your NSG system. Going out on the boat, having the wind blowing through your hair, I know I certainly wouldn't have.
Well, and even you mentioned, no, absolutely I would not. You know, you mentioned earlier about the rainy day. And I have alopecia, so with, you know, no hair, bad hair, a rainy day is devastating. With this, oh, sure, I might dash quickly, but, you know, I can just fluff it up and voila.
Absolutely. Also, Do you feel like there's a lack of professionals out there offering this life-changing service?
Yes, I do. And one of the things that brought me to NSG is the attention to detail. You also know firsthand because you are a client yourself. And if you know something firsthand, you can then help somebody else. The other thing is some people just, they just take the scissors with the cut and one swipe and they're done. And like you mentioned, you can spot that. And I don't want somebody to spot that there's a difference, be able to tell. So you take attention, you listen to the clients, you ask what they want, whether it be color, style, cut, and even, I've tried poly. I'm a lace girl, okay? I like full bond. One of the questions I saw, if I may, was somebody asked, can the client tell when the hair lifts? That depends on the system. So for me, I like to, if somebody does this to me, it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. So that's very important to building confidence and self-assurance.
I love that, seriously. So then my last question for you, would you recommend NSG to your friends, your family, your peers?
I would, and I have. And yes, and I would, if I may, I recommend it to each of you because I know you know somebody just like me who you didn't know what to do and you didn't have answers for them and maybe they went away or maybe they just did the best they could. But this is truly life-changing for stylist and client.
Awesome. I love that. And, it's always great to hear something like that coming from, not just a stylist who is offering the service, but also from the client's perspective. It really does so much for you. How are we going over there with the cut, Chris?
Going good. We're just adding a natural texture. We still got quite a bit of hair on this unit. And so we're just going to be chipping away, making it look as comfortable as we can for him.
Awesome.
Sorry guys, I lost my mic a second ago, so.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Lynn's NSG journey, check it out on NSG or NSG's YouTube or Facebook account. Seriously, it is a emotionally charged testimonial. And Lynn tells her story of, what got her into wearing hair system and all of that. And I truly recommend watching this video. You will be brought to tears. I will tell you that. It is an incredible testimonial. Let's see. It's nice to have this system now. I have clients that want a topper along with their extensions. So this is something that, if you have a client that, doesn't have much on top and they want a solution and then they also want, more length, you can absolutely pair this with extensions. So if you wanted to, have an NSG system and then have extensions through the bottom, you 100% could totally do that. Let's see. These are beautiful. I've worked with hair systems and hair loss for 30 years. Yeah, really, it's amazing. I mean, being able to, watch the transformation, not just, visual transformation, but seeing and feeling that emotional transformation with your client and seeing their confidence, within a matter of an hour spike through the roof is amazing. And the feeling knowing that you are able to help them gain that back is so invaluable.
I have a couple of things. So I saw a question earlier, and the common question was, how often? I can tell you, because of the pandemic lockdown, I went 5 months. Not by choice, but so if you take care of it right, and I do, it's easy. It's really no more trouble than natural biological hair. But if when I shampoo, I rub one way. I don't do this. For me, I sleep on a pillowcase every night. When I travel, there's one in my that way. Pillowcase doesn't take the natural oil out of the hair, and it actually keeps it more full and more volume, which I like. So those are some things that if you can't make the 2 week, or if you're a business traveler, if you can't be here in 4 weeks because of illness or whatever, as long as you're taking care of it, you can go a little bit longer if you need to. So there's no reason to panic or stress out about it.
Definitely. So let's see. Can you put the unit on nape area or top only? So I don't recommend putting it anywhere where there's going to be a lot of movement. Especially like in the nape, typically you're going to get a lot of movement on there, and it's going to cause the system to not stay on very well. So yeah. Let's see. Lynn's eyes are glowing. Perfect hair color for that eye pop. Well done, brilliant.
Thank you. Well, Josh picked it out and customized it, so kudos to Josh.
It's really such an amazing color for her. And I'm just the way that it transforms her is incredible. I'm gonna blow dry hairs real quick. Go ahead.
Josh, we've got another question about how to sign up for the classes.
So if you want to get signed up for a class, you can go to nsghair.com. We have classes all over the country. We have amazing educators bringing this top-notch education to you. Again, not only do you get amazing education, you get this awesome kit with everything you need for your course, for a successful install. You will get to see firsthand and in-depth how all of this is done and how to do it yourself. And you guys, seriously, if you've even had the slightest bit of, oh, I think I want to do that, don't hesitate, go do it. Make the investment in you, make the investment for your clients, and change your life, change your client's life. You can be the hero for your clients that have been struggling with this for so long. Let's see. So many questions coming in.
Catnip asks, do I need to be certified through NSG to purchase their systems?
So we definitely recommend being certified. You don't have to be certified to purchase them. As Marla said, you'll be paying full price for the hair system, not pro pricing. And that's another thing that we do offer is that we will be bringing this so that it can be directly to consumer as well. So even if you're a client watching this and your stylist isn't in this, you can still get your dream hair, which I think is awesome. Nobody out there is really doing this. Do you tape just the outer edge? So there are many, many, many different ways for doing the application. As you guys could see with Dustin, he got a full scalp of tape, 2 full layers of tape covering his entire scalp. With Lynn, we did a layer of a liquid adhesive and then tape around the perimeter. So you can really customize it on a client-to-client situation kind of basis. And different application methods will work better in different seasons. For example, I personally, like in fall, winter, spring, anytime that it's not hot, I like to have a full bond of tape on my system. So I like my entire scalp covered with a double layer of tape. Since it's been so hot lately, I just do tape around the perimeter, which gives me more breathability. It makes it not quite as hot, which is great for when you live in a hot climate, keeping that scalp cooler. Let's see. What about texturizing powder? So texturizing powders, you can use those very, very sparingly. I personally don't. I like to use like a dry matte paste. I typically tend to lean more towards products that easily rinse out of the hair rather than something that you have to like really cleanse out of the hair. You also don't want to use something that's going to be too drying in the hair as well. What do you have to add to that, Chris?
For styling products,
yeah,
I like to use dry wax instead of a texturizing powder. Texturizing powder, one of the, I guess, downsides is it really works down to the root. Usually it's a white powder, so that can sometimes be hard to, get it in without it like getting into the adhesive or staying on the scalp. I feel like you can usually get that look still just with a little bit of, a dry wax product, like a clay.
Yeah.
So
I see someone said, when you say double layer, meaning tape on the scalp and tape on the unit. Yeah. So with a double layer of tape, you can do 2 layers of tape on the scalp, 1 on the scalp and 1 on the system, 2 layers on the system. Everyone's going to do it differently. I personally prefer to do 2 layers of tape on the scalp and then I lay the system onto it. Chris, on the other hand, sometimes likes to put the tape on the system and then lay the system on. So yeah, when I say 2 layers of tape, it's doubling up that tape. Let's see.
You do have to be a licensed professional to come take the NSG class. I saw that question asking if you need to be a barber or a cosmetologist. You do need to be a licensed professional. We are trying to bring this to the professional world, and the clients want to make sure that they're going to someone who is licensed by their state and also certified by us, NSG.
Mm-hmm. So I see someone that says, how easy is it to remove the liquid adhesive, and how long does the liquid adhesive last? For that information, you're going to need to come to our NSG class, and you will get all of that. Can't give away all our secrets just yet. Let's see. Just got in. Can I watch the whole thing when it's over? So you can watch this on YouTube from start to finish and as many times as you would like. So we're not going anywhere. Let's see. Thanks so much for taking the time to do this today. It speaks volumes with how extensive the NSG brand is. Seriously, we love doing this. If I could do this every day, I would. I love educating. I love inspiring people. And just getting to hang out with awesome people I love it. And I truly believe in NSG wholeheartedly. I see the can you use dry shampoo again? So again, I personally don't really recommend dry shampoo because a lot of times it has alcohols in it and you're spraying the dry shampoo at the scalp, which means that it can then go through the system into the adhesive, which can cause that adhesive to not hold as well. So I personally would say avoid using dry shampoos. Also keep in mind, you're not, it's not like the natural scalp where you have the oil going into the hair. You have something between the scalp and that hair. So you're not getting that natural oil into the hair. So you really don't need to use dry shampoos. What about applying on a man who sweats a lot and has oily skin? You can absolutely do that. It just comes down to which application method you are using. Again, we go more into depth on that in our classes, which again, you can sign up for at nsghair.com, and they are all over the country. What was the website to sign up for the classes? It is nsghair.com. And you can go to the Get Certified page, and we have a ton of classes listed all over the country. So we are sure to get you that amazing education. Do people who wear hard hats for work 24/7 and heat need to worry about the adhesive? Typically, you would just have to get your system reapplied more frequently because you are going to be sweating and in the heat more. But other than needing to have more frequent reapplications, that wouldn't really be too much of an issue.
Juliana, Dustin is looking lit and hot.
Everybody's talking about how awesome you guys are looking.
Dustin, can we talk about maybe your experience with hair replacement and how it has, he's tried multiple hair replacement options. He's newer to NSG, maybe like 6 months or a year? About a year with NSG. Why don't you go ahead and tell them about, how your experience has differed from the past to what it is now.
Mine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely since I started thinning super early, my 20s, and I'm a hairstylist too, so definitely getting the system in, it's definitely boosted my confidence just in life and behind the chair. I don't want to say it's given me new clients, but definitely the burst of confidence is definitely, I've seen honestly a big influx of new clientele. And then again, kind of like everybody else is saying, being able to do normal activities, swimming. I love to hike, so this has been a game changer, just doing hikes and not feeling self-conscious and not having to wear a hat. So been very, very happy about it.
It's life-changing.
Very much.
It is. All right, guys. Well, it's getting close to that time. It's time for our big giveaways.
But first, we have one last commercial for you guys. You don't want to go anywhere because when we come back, we are giving away 2 NSG kits and tuition to our class. And this is one of the most amazing prizes we've ever given away. So don't miss this chance. We'll be back in just a minute.
Thanks.
I'm Benjamin Menke in Dallas, Texas, and I've had the NSG hair system for about a month now. Looked fantastic, had some great reactions from friends and family. My partner, I captured a video of her seeing me for the first time, and she was saying how great it looked and oh my god, and petting my head like a chia pet, and all the areas where I had hair all of a sudden. Went out to go eat with some friends without telling them what I had done, and they said, did you color your hair? Or did you get Botox? You look so much younger. And so it definitely had that desired effect. Saw my family over a video call, and it was the same sort of reaction. First thing they said was, there's something different about you. And they couldn't see the back of my head, but when I show them the before and after pictures, they all have a very positive reaction. Wow, that looks fantastic. What is it and how does it work? It felt great, really didn't have any, there was no irritation. Didn't really have much itchiness at all. As much probably as I used to scratch my natural head. And when you're in a shower, you don't feel it like you have raindrops hitting you at the top of your head like normal. It feels numb, if you will, just because it isn't your actual scalp. All of that felt really good and looked great. And yeah, very pleased after my first month. For me, it looks natural. As to whether it feels natural, I think for people who didn't know me before, they have no idea that I have the system on.
I've been walking through the valley of the shadows. I let them tell me who I was. I've been talking myself up onto the gallows. Every time I tried to walk away, I couldn't make it through another day. Every day seems being up in an uphill battle. I was trying to make it on my own, my way. You were knocking on the door that I've been looking for. It was right in front of me. I was lost, but now I'm free. And I was blind, but now I see that your love is better than life. Your love is better than
All right, welcome back. So we have our final giveaways, and now we are giving away the creme de la creme of hair replacement, the NSG kit, which comes along with the tuition to our class. So we are giving away the 2 NSG kits, the last Babyliss Pro flat iron, and the last Shark Fin Monarch shears. So for the last pair of Shark Fin Monarch shears, and again, these are valued at about $1,000. These are going to Elaine Daniels.
Congrats,
so Elaine Daniels,
Elaine.
you get the last pair of Monarch Shark Fin shears. I'm jealous. These are amazing.
And for our last Babyliss Pro Nano Titanium Flat Iron, we are going to be giving this to Tanya Marie. Congrats, Tanya. This is yours.
All right, now for the big ones. Let's get a drum roll. So the first NSG kit is going to, I hope I say your last name right, Danielle On.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Danielle, A-U-N-E.
All right, and our final prize for tonight, and also one more kit. We are going to be giving that to Kinsey Coulter. Kinsey Coulter, you have won.
Congratulations to you guys for winning these awesome prizes. Again, send an email to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com with your name, your email, and your address. We'll get all of this sent out to you soon. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. This has been so much fun. I'm going to pop over here real quick so we can show off our models one last time. Why don't you guys stand up and show off your new hair?
New hair, okay. I'll turn around. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor getting to do this.
Yeah.
And thank you all for joining us tonight for our first NSG Live. We hope you've taken a lot of really valuable information away from this. And we've seen quite a few of you commenting saying that you have signed up for the class. We can't wait to see you. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. And again, to those of you that have won prizes tonight, huge congratulations to you. Don't forget to send your information to socialmedia@dreamcatchers.com, your name, email, and phone number.
And please remember that what you have seen today is merely scratching the surface of hair replacement. We have our huge 85-page manual. It covers everything you need. You come to the class, you will have no questions. A lot of the questions we were seeing that we couldn't answer today, we're going to love to answer those for you guys. And come get involved, build a network with like-minded individuals, and help change hair, our lives, one head of hair at a time.
All right, guys, have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.